Ladies and gentlemen, here's the motherfucking tea.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another week of the My Hero Academia review. How's everyone doing today? You have a good weekend? You have a good time?
The weekends were had.
Yeah.
My weekend was all right.
We had 2 whole weekends since you last heard from us. Actually, we had to skip a week because Grant was out of town, and I had terrible.
All my
insomnia.
fault. I'm sorry.
I was about
Yeah.
to say because I also had terrible insomnia and just didn't want to do the episode that day.
Good.
because-
I was about to call him out to defend your honor, Grant.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Don't
I
worry.
appreciate it.
I am honest, okay, to a fault.
I am false. This is very true.
I-
My lies grow like my hair. Eh.
Oh yeah, no, your hair is out of control. I love it though.
In a
but
tangled web?
There's
a
no
tangled
stopping
web
it
of
anymore.
life and hair. But yeah, so I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm barely like functional right now, so luckily I've got these two guys over here to cover me where I can't talk about the last two episodes that we'll be covering. Again, this man over here to this side that I'm gesturing right now is Granthony. Grant, would you like
Hi.
to
Oh, hello.
And-
I'm a long-time My Hero fan, first-time caller.
No.
Not true.
And like you need any actual introduction, but then that guy over there is Lanny.
Hi. Yeah. I'm just waiting for my bus, but we're cool. I can talk about stuff while I wait.
So the episode before last week's match 3 conclusion. Love these clever, imaginative names. Very good, very cool.
They don't
Yeah.
mess around. They just tell you what's up.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember the week before we were
Oh
nonplussed.
my god! It was so like that. That last episode might be the worst episode of My Hero Academia. Period. to
Yeah.
me.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it was a
Maybe
boring one
not
for
that
sure.
far, but it was definitely like okay.
I think it's not like by all technical accounts, it wasn't bad. And by all technical accounts, it probably wasn't the worst episode of the show, but what it
No,
definitely was
there's
an
been some
episode
filler
full of
that's-
stuff that just not very engaging.
And then bam, match 3 conclusion picks up, and holy fuck, the animation! It made me like Ida.
Yeah,
Really cool.
Ida's okay. First of all, Ida's really cool, and the fact that you needed that to like Ida, shame.
He got Yamcha'd super fucking hard in the
Anita,
beginning of season
like
2,
Ida.
man. Like
So-
he was
Okay,
done.
so we are clear. Literally every character that isn't Midoriya or Bakugo gets that treatment. Like, that's just how this show works because it just continues to give characters their character focus and then move on because Horikoshi couldn't stop writing characters. He's not quite at tight Kubo levels here. He's not just writing characters because he's like he needs to progress the plot, but my God, it is a lot of characters. So
The thing that makes Ida feel weird, though, is he got a lot of shine early on. So
Yeah, very early.
It felt very much like he's one of the guys we're really going to be sticking with. And then it's like, actually, no, he's not. He's like the others.
it did kind of seem early on like they were making a big 3 out of them.
Yeah, like it
was-
felt like they were going to be a trio.
But yeah,
and then they were also like stacking him up, comparing him to like Todoroki and Bakugo at the same time. Like, oh, these are the 4 in the class you got to watch out for, and I can run fast. Which is, you know what? As somebody who really, really likes speedsters, yeah, I dug that he was basically the MVP of that round.
yeah. Here he literally kicks some ass. He is incredibly fast. The animation goes hard.
What his brother would have done.
Yeah, it goes hard. I was actually very impressed to see them like with this level of commitment.
That was some movie level shit.
I knew that they were gonna though. Like so, as the manga reader, I'm like, okay, I know what they're saving the budget for. Okay, budget. I'm putting that in quotation marks. AJ fans, please don't kill me.
Budget means both time and money.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can tell that they're really like taking their best artists and saving them for these big moments because that final stretch throughout that fight, that the way that match concludes is incredibly tense. Like everything's going crazy. It's off the wall. Like characters are getting knocked out. People are moving. It's really fucking good.
And it had those amazing moments where, first of all, like Ida's kicking all the ass, just moving at like hyper speed. And you had that great character moment at the end where it's like, you know what, I could survive this, but instead I'm going to use the last amount of my strength to make sure I save the people I can save. Just really playing into the idea of what makes a hero a hero.
Yeah. And that's really good because he needed to, like, after the Stain shit, he needed to really refocus on how he was going to approach this. It was I'm not going to stand here and fight and maybe win. I'm going to definitely save my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you're a hero, basically your job first and foremost, like obviously defeating the villain and all of that stuff is very important, but like you are ultimately there for the people who can't defend themselves, and you are there to protect those who need protecting. And so like Ida kind of recognizing that where normally he is like class rep, we gotta win, we gotta be the best, we're doing this stuff. It's like my buddy needs help. I'm gonna maybe shirk my ability to escape and do this to make sure he gets out. Yeah. Very good.
This entire arc, it has just basically been opportunities for characters to show off their development. Literally, that's the entire arc, which is very good of Horikoshi because otherwise this arc would be pointless. I mean it. Like, cool, it's good to see all Class B showing off their powers. That's neat. That's interesting. But
you need to see where Class A is stacking up at this point, because that's why you have these circle around moments without just being like, fuck it, you're all out of school, go away.
Yeah, you don't just have fights. You have moments where these characters get to show that not only have they grown stronger, but they've also grown. And that is actually, I don't know how much we want to talk about that episode. I feel like, honestly, we can just say it was really fucking cool.
I mean, I liked Flexible Dude. I liked the Tetsu versus Todoroki. Like,
I loved that endurance
that part
contest.
Was great.
There was a part there that I thought, like, because Todoroki's going into this, like, he's burning into a power that he's never really dug into before. And I thought near the end of that, like, when he's going beyond plus Ultraling, he was going to look at Tets and be like, no, you need to run because I don't think I can control this. I might kill you.
Get out of here. The killing's about to get too hot.
It is actually sort of funny because after, who was it? Was it Mudman?
Yeah.
Decombobulates him. And suddenly the next thing Tets is doing, he's about to pass out. Like, it's probably a good thing that attack didn't hit him. He probably he could have actually gotten
some real damage might have happened.
Yeah. So also, yeah, Pony's English is hilariously bad. It is hilariously bad. I love the fact that, again, it is really funny to me that Mudman's English is better than the actual.
He's so flexible. He can adapt.
Yeah, I was actually kind of wondering, like, this show had a budget. Do you think they could have got an American voice actress to play Pony?
So they could have possibly gotten an American voice actress to play Pony when she was speaking English.
Yeah, but you can get somebody to, like, here's the thing. You can teach somebody who is, American stilted Japanese, because that's what it would be like to her. She's not a native speaker.
Yeah, it's really, sometimes Japanese productions like to do something like that. Other times they, since they know that characters, so the other thing I should point out is that her Japanese has a heavy English accent. All of her Japanese sounds really, you might have heard that it sounds weird on the ear, and that's because she's really giving it like a heavy American English accent. But yeah, her
she can't back that up by actually speaking English.
No, and I think what they were a little bit worried about is if they actually had an English speaker trying to do Japanese, then nobody would be able to understand her Japanese. But a Japanese person speaking bad English, no one's going to realize that English is that bad. I mean, okay, a lot of them are probably not going to pay that close of attention. They're kids. And they'll be able to mostly understand her Japanese because she'll be able to speak it well enough. So it's really about finding the balance of, do we want an actress who can do everything we effectively need them to do, and they would have been at a loss if they had found, like, say, an English speaker who didn't know enough Japanese. And also, they were probably on a time crunch. They were probably like, okay, we got to find somebody, and they'd like just kind of had to commit. So
I feel like there are plenty of bilingual people out there, including in the acting community. They probably could have found somebody, but whatever.
This actor from Haikyuu actually speaks incredibly great English. It's always really funny. Like there were a couple of interviews where he just speaks full sentences in English, and everyone around him is just like freaking out. But
Like she's not a huge person of import in this anyway.
I'm skimming through the episode and trying to remember the multi-arm guy. He gets a couple cool moments. Like just first of all, him getting to like use all of his arms to punch away like the kind of onslaught of horns that are being shot at him.
Mm-hmm.
Then also kind of the reveal of like with him being able to move his organs and stuff around, it's almost impossible to sneak up on him because he has just 360 vision with how he can move his eyes.
Yeah.
But then another thing that I don't think I've ever thought about, there's a part where he like really kind of stretches, like he like makes his arm super long to do something, and like I guess he can like manipulate his body to that extent, so that makes a layer of sense. But like I don't think I ever thought about him in the context of like he could have like some Mr. Fantastic-esque like stretchy capabilities that could also be really useful.
Yeah, they had to use that before when they were trying to lure Tokoyami to Bakugo and them in the
was that the camp?
The summer camp thing. I'm waiting for him to just start using his powers to start creating like a bunch like limbs upon limbs, just turning himself into like a kaiju or something.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the
armed guy.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the natural evolution of where he could be going, just stacking limbs on limbs and wrapping shit around him and
Asura's Wrath.
Yeah.
Or just fucking go like Robin from One Piece.
Yeah, but she can grow limbs out of other things.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's her deal.
But
yeah, that whole episode, a lot of fun. Really, you were right. It really made up for the episode right before it. It's just a shame they had to wait that week, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of crazy it ends in a draw. I will admit I did not think of that option initially.
Yeah, because everybody forgets about the time limit. Like I actually forgot about the time limit. I forgot that it was even a thing until the number started counting down. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that's how this ends.
It's like, no, I'm just gonna hold this out, and yeah, I guess you gotta have like the next match at some point. And since none of them could fly, and Shoji never ended up doing that thing that I thought he might figure out how to do. Nope.
Well, so earlier I was talking about how characters have grown. I think this week's episode is really fascinating and one that I have been waiting for all goddamn season, actually.
And I absolutely love that the entire first half of the episode is just like, you know, it gets everything done before the commercial break.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
When they were walking away from the match and then the fucking commercial card hit, I was floored. This
week's episode, Early Bird, a lot of fun because like big look into where Bakugo is as a person.
Yeah. Which, again, as controversial as it is, I am a Bakugo fan. I like seeing this shitty little kid turn into a less shitty adult.
Wow, it's crazy when characters have flaws and things to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, you can't overdo it though. Which, honestly, there's a conversation about whether or not Bakugo comes off a little too harsh at the beginning. But it is actually great to see that he has developed in a way that is very in line with his character. His entire point is, okay, look, I am a powerhouse. I move faster. I hit harder. You have to support me. In exchange, I will keep you out of trouble. Like, I will be there for you.
Yeah. Win to save people, save people to win. Like that's the big thing there. It's like, look, I'm going to win overwhelmingly. Nobody on this side's getting hurt. If you guys are in trouble, I'll protect you. If I look like I'm in trouble, protect me.
Yeah.
Just understand I'm basically the key to our victory, but if you keep me safe and I keep you safe, this is going to work just fine.
Yeah.
Because everybody in class has to realize, there are people like that out there, where, you know, if you have, you know, just,
you give him the rock and he'll take it to the key and dominate.
Exactly. Get Jordan the ball. That's all.
Yep. And it's really great to see because the way that everyone supports him here, you know, breaks him out of the welder guy's stuff, supports him during attacks, the way that he knocks people out of the way Just all of it. It works so well, and it is animated. Oh, I found out they have a new director for this season, and this director knows how to do action amazingly. Also, I think they got this new director because this director's got to have had some experience with 3D, because the 3D work in this season has been noticeable. Like, it's obvious, like, these backgrounds are CG, but the way the camera's working with them, the way the action's moving with them, it's fucking intense.
They've gotten so much better about adapting how they use 3D, like just making it the background environment and how it cycles, and then using those beautiful hand-keyed frames for the action that's happening. Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, like that's art as a whole. It's going to adapt as it goes on, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future with all of this and whatever future technologies we might get. But man, just these two back-to-back very pretty episodes. Although obviously the second half of Early Bird is, let's get to the next episode.
It's just some filling out some info.
Yeah,
everyone praising what just happened.
Yeah. The second half is basically everybody jerking off Bakugo, and then set up for the next match.
Yeah,
where it's Midoriya and a bunch of support units.
Oh, yeah, and they know it too. Oh, do they know it? They're all like, we are so outmatched.
I can make things sticky. I can melt things. I can make things float.
Yep. And then
we're doing great.
Midoriya just comes in like from the fucking sky, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to be bait, and you can...
I'm obviously point.
I saw what Bakugo just did, so I can't let him show me up.
Yeah. So this match is probably going to last about 2 more episodes. Because it's a very big one, and a lot of stuff's about to happen.
It's the climax.
Yeah. I really, really am looking forward to it, though. Like, this season is sort of built up to this moment. And again, I don't want to spoil nothing, but I'm really glad that we're finally here. I'm also, as I have said many times before, so happy that we're going to get to the second part of the season soon. Because, that's the part. That's the stuff that's really interesting.
As long as this part of the season ends on a high note, I'm cool.
Do either of you guys know anything about what's coming up?
No, I have speculation, but that's about it.
I feel like
the thing I remember is at some points in the middle of last year, Dobby was trending like a motherfucker. So I'm guessing it has something to do with him.
No. We are about an arc, 2 arcs before that arc. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then no.
No.
I think I know, but I don't want to have it confirmed or denied.
I won't confirm nor deny.
I feel like I heard at some point that eventually it's like we kind of just shift focus to the league for a bit and we really get to know them. So I'm assuming that's going to be coming soon, because I feel like I had been told at some point that they eventually get like some real big deep dive. So I'm assuming that's looming. That's coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, I took off my headphones so I wouldn't even hear what rumors you heard.
Good call.
Yeah.
I'm certain it'll be something to do with the League of Villains, just because you need to get something in there.
Well, and we got to build our antagonists a bit more and really establish them.
Especially because if I remember correctly, I can't remember what the fuck that, like, Two Heroes, the movie that came out last year or the year before, either way. It had a lot to do with some, like, the League of Villains stuff was the stuff that I felt like, wait, how is all this mixing? Oh, the Doctor's evil. Interesting. So that's all the kind of stuff I imagine will get answered somewhere in here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've liked anytime the League really gets to take the center stage. Like, honestly, during a lot of the stuff with Overhaul, like the League's interventions and like messing with stuff was some of my favorite stuff from that arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The movie does take place after the next arc, so that's all I'll say in that regard. But yeah, so I will say about this episode, it had fantastic animation with great storyboards. It wasn't quite on the par as the episode before it, where they just went fucking balls to the wall with the designs and the stylization. But I am really happy that just every shot in this looked good, especially considering, like, I've been so psyched to see Bakugo work alongside these guys. just getting to see Bakugo be a team player, even if he forces himself into the role as team leader. I
love the just constant, like, you don't have to be so mean about it, Bakugo. Like, we don't necessarily disagree. It's just you're a jerk.
I do like that both Kaminari and other
Kamoshida?
guy, yeah, that they were both like, yeah, no, he's always been like this. He's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
Or
Monoma
Kirishima, yeah.
Yeah.
completely forgot that character development can happen even with Bakugo. And so he just the breakdown he has is so good. Watching Monoma just fucking like start tearing at the seams is great. Which will be great. We finally get to see him actually take part in a battle, being known as the guy who can copy quirks.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, like if he can get his hands on Midoriya, just to like see how that will translate.
Well, what I want is for him to like think he's hot shit when he's like, "Don't worry, I'll copy Midoriya's ability."
Oh, and then he just
everything will go
explodes.
Well, and he just like tries to use it and breaks all of his bones. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Shit, what is?" Oh,
It's
this is terrible."
I think that's almost inevitable, just because like he gets his humblings every now and again, but he's never had a huge humbling.
Yeah.
I will say you're going to see more of his actual character now, like because a lot of this
That'd be
stuff,
good because I feel like he's kind of run this one joke for a long time, and it'd be nice for him to be a character.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Howard's here.
Oh yeah. Hey, the Howard Wang, voice of Kuro Iro, aka
Ooh.
Venta Dark, aka Venta Black from My Hero Academia. How are you doing?
I love your power.
I haven't seen the dub, but I'm sure you do fantastic because I know how you work.
Yes. I'm like I haven't been able to watch the dub lately. I'm sure you're amazing. You always are. And I'm not just saying that because we're friends.
But yeah, man, I'm excited to see where we're going here. And I love pretty much everything that we got out of these past 2 episodes. And I'm very excited that my Class 1A best girl hopefully maybe gets a chance to shine here. I want Mina to be able to like do shit.
Mina is a fucking fan favorite for a lot of reasons. Between her great attitude, the fact that she break dances, like the fact that she is one of the most uniquely designed characters. It actually is like I definitely want her to be a character who gets more screen time and more spotlight.
Yeah, I hope she gets a chance to, like, I know this is like the Midoriya hour. So, you know, it's going to be, you know, it's his match.
Yeah.
But
I liked a lot of the class B squads that we kind of got to see in action these last couple episodes. Like the glue guy, I had no idea that's what his power was. I know I had seen that goofy head of his.
Yeah, I always thought he was like
before.
something, like I thought it had something to do with wax because I figured it was like a candle or something.
I figured it was steam. For some reason, to me, he always looked like an engine of some kind, or like a smokestack looking thing.
Either way, he looks like somebody's custom Dark Souls character.
Yeah.
When they said he could shoot glue, I was just like, man, that's gonna the weird glue guy. I don't.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's something under that outfit, because if that's just the way he looks,
also, I don't remember his name.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say he might be a goo man. Maybe that shit's holding him together.
Yeah, he might
he's
just
a
be a
goo
bunch
man.
of goo.
A goo man.
But the guy who's like I can't remember exactly his name, but something Mantis, the guy who just has blades.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I love the concept of that, but it's just like he's just like the literal edgelord.
Man, poor dude. He'd make a way better villain.
Well, he actually reminds me a lot of the lizard dude that the league's got.
Oh yeah,
Spinner.
Spinner.
I just like that he has Mantis in his name. I thought that was neat.
Yeah. He's the next group. So here's the best part. I actually don't even remember what any of the powers except for Monoma's in the next group are. But there is Spinner. You mean?
I think they say something where they're kind of like. I think they say they're kind of along the same lines where they're like, we're mostly a support team. Like this is gonna be a weird fight.
I'm looking. I just remember that they've got somebody on their team who's visually an immediate and obvious reference to Dragon Ball. He's even got like armor that looks like Saiyan armor and the fucking scouter on.
That guy.
Yeah, that was Horikoshi just being like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a character who looks like a chubby little
fun.
Saiyan. which I found very funny.
It's one of my favorite things about the My Hero movie, well, at least the first one, where they're going to that hero convention. It's like, here's a bunch of shit that I couldn't fit in anywhere else. Here, this person is just Godzilla.
I
still wish Godzilla would show up.
I don't give a shit about anything that's happening right now. I want to see a story with that fucking character. I want that. Give me that movie. Give me that filler arc. Give me that OVA. That's it. Just make an OVA about Godzilla in My Hero Academia.
Give me his lesson. Just show me what he did.
Yeah. Fucking
I want to see his school sports festival.
Yeah, I guess he's from a different school, huh?
Maybe, we don't know.
Yeah. But good episodes, good overall.
Much significantly better than 2 weeks ago.
I was actually really interested to take a look around because since I had some time, I started doing a little bit of searching on how do people generally feel about this particular arc. And I was not stunned, but still a little bit surprised to find out that, yeah, a lot of people don't like this arc.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It's had some weaker parts.
We've as we've said kind of previously, even though this is not filler, it feels like filler because of how much the stakes have dropped between where we were. We have 2 arcs here in a row that really, outside of Midoriya fighting Gentle, which, a lot of fun, still fairly low stakes, all things considered. 2 arcs in a row where just life's sort of happening.
I will say I much preferred the Gentle stuff because the Gentle stuff tied very directly into something that really was the heart of that previous season, which was Emmy. And also Gentle himself was such a fascinating character that you very quickly became invested in him and fucking, oh god, what's her name?
La Brava.
La Brava.
La Brava. So when you had those two, it was way easier to get into them and that whole conflict. Here, we want to see these characters we like develop, and we want to see these other guys from this other part of the school. But yeah, no, it's
we need a little bit of stakes at this point because I think the biggest problem we run into here is they're essentially they have their learner's permit to be actual heroes right now. They could be out actually doing things. You could maybe set up a situation where they could be out showing off what they've learned and actually doing something. But this is a different way of going about it, and they are still in school. I understand why this is going on because you also want to introduce a few select characters from Class B, and you want to get Shinzo in. So
yeah,
I think this arc has a lot of cool stuff happening. I think it's just they kind of stretch different spots of it, and parts of it take too long. I actually think the idea of Class 1A versus 1B and kind of team fights is that on its face very cool. I like that. That's good. And it's not that we need it to just be action all the time, but I just feel there's a lot of once we get into the between parts of the matches, it just sort of feels and we're just going to kind of hang out here, and it's not necessarily that it's nothing's happening, but it's just we're kind of reiterating stuff we know, and it never feels it's not something. I'm not being introduced to something new in these in-between spots very much. It's just sort of remember that thing that happened? That sure was cool. And then it's just all right, next match. And that feels weirdly stilted in a way. Because I think all of these fights, and honestly, even the side characters are getting really good individual parts. I just have the episode playing on my side window here, and I completely forgot, Tape Dude with his plan of girl who splits herself into pieces, her parts need to come back. If I tape them down, that's going to mess them up. It's just these little strategic showing these side characters are also it's easy to forget that UA is the top school in the world. Everyone who's here is top of the class, even when they're the flunky of the UA class. And so it's everyone's getting these cool moments to shine. And I think that's really important. And it just feels the stuff between that does not feel like it matches up. And so it just feels this really kind of off-center arc as it goes.
Also, the fact that I was just gonna say I really liked the shot where he doesn't say, and I've taped this grenade to one of her parts. No, they just show it happening and you understand immediately. Yeah. That is so good.
Yeah. So kind of rounding back to what I've said, probably a dozen or so times in these few times that we've done this. This is one of those arcs that I feel like is just best binged. Once this arc is done, if you can just watch all the way through it, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, binged, especially because like it's like you said, Grant. All the fucking in between stuff of these matches actually is actively making it worse because it's like I don't really want all this reflecting in downtime.
It feels like padding. It feels like padding.
Well, honestly, some of it is. Like some of it wasn't in the manga.
But you can have padding that doesn't feel like padding. This felt like padding.
Also, it was fun when, like, just a shout out to an earlier thing when they were all complimenting Bakugo and his teamwork. It's just like, yeah, doing that stuff really helped, and so did being a drummer. He had to apply rhythm to someone else and realize how.
I needed to learn how to back people up.
I actually really like that, by the way. Mm-hmm. Like that in terms of like developing a character outside of traditional means. Yes. I have said this before, and I'm about to be a really bad nerd here. I actually legitimately believe that people, when they are young, should get into a sport. Doesn't matter what, but I think they should get into a team sport when they are younger, because those sorts of environments will teach you a lot of different things that you can utilize very well later on in life.
You need to learn how to work together with people.
Yeah,
cooperation.
Teamwork.
You need to learn how to take a loss.
Yes. A lot of people don't know how to take a loss and then improve upon themselves after that. So I actually truly personally believe that it is good for people to do sports, to get in a band, find ways that you have to work with other people in productive manners. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a sport. I mean, like a band stuff. Band stuff is good too.
It's an easy shorthand for it, basically.
Start an anime parody sometime in your late teens.
Hey, yeah.
Don't ever do that. No, it's. I think it's really great. And yeah, the fact that he was a drummer, especially as a drummer for drummers,
the drummer that controls the tempo of the band, he controlled the entire tempo of that match.
Yep. He's the one yelling at them, "Not my fucking tempo!"
Not my tempo!
But yeah, no, it's good shit.
The ending of that match, too, just where he's like slowly about to blow that one woman to smithereens.
The sound cuts out. It's like, oh, she gonna fucking die.
She's just looking at like, oh no.
Thank God Recovery Girl is around.
Yeah. This episode in particular, I was like, he is exploding. Like,
that Mantis guy, he throws him like through a building.
No, into the building, but it does crack the goddamn concrete, which is just, I'm sitting over here like, that's a cracked skull.
I sure hope he's fucking durable.
Yeah, I know. It's like, that's, without Recovery Girl, that's absolutely a concussion. And
yeah,
like
Bakugo, unlike a lot of his classmates, he's willing to go for the kill. Like he'll go for the knockout. He'll use all the force he needs to put somebody in the ground.
Can I just say how much I positively love that fucking spin thing that he does? Like where he grabs him and then uses the explosion to spin himself in place and throws him. Holy fuck!
Get yourself some momentum.
Keep their equilibrium off balance so they don't know where they are.
Yeah, that is so fucking good. X catapult. Also, that he's got the best names for his attacks. Goddamn.
You know that's what he does in his free time. He doesn't hang out with people. He's just like, oh, what would this one be called?
So, and yet the best hero name he could come up with was King Explosion Murder.
Hold on. Murder. Actually, real quick, because a lot of people don't know this. His
it's a
name,
good pun or something.
It's actually a pun in Japanese because his name is Bakugo, and Explosion Murder King is Bakusatsu, which just means explosion, and Satsugo, which means murder. Bakusatsugo. Oh, and at the end he puts King on. Bakusatsu O, which Bakusatsu, explosion, Satsuo, murder, O, King. So
what do you want to bet that after all this, his hero name just ends up being Kachan?
That would be poetic.
Well, yeah, no, that's after Midoriya dies, and he decides that he's going to, much like Midoriya took up Deku, he's like,
shit,
no.
Midoriya dies, Bakugo calls himself Deku after a true hero.
Oh, God.
Boom.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Bakugo's... I was actually really sad when the name didn't make any fucking sense in English, so I was like, hey, here's why he came up with that stupid fucking name, because Bakusatsuo is actually a huge fucking great pun. It's a good pun, but it's also really inappropriate. But yeah, like that's the thing that kind of like makes me sad is that it made him look like a stupid fucking idiot in the English version, where in the Japanese version he's actually just being inappropriate, but also stupidly clever.
but still clever.
Which is just Bakugo to a T, right? Like, look at him coming up with this really
That was
good name.
brilliant, you jerk.
Yeah.
Like it played to his strengths very well, because his plan was basically follow my lead. It wasn't a, hey, let's strategize and use what we have. It's a, no, I fucking got this and you back me up. We don't have time to plan. It's time for action.
Yeah. So
you get somebody like you get Yayozoru in there, and it's like, okay, let's they'll no doubt come at us from this way, and then we'll work around this way. Bakugo, fuck it, let's go, we're winging it. And they hit different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I like that they've made all of these teams work well. I mean, obviously they had to throw Mineta in with fucking Midoriya, because what else is he gonna do, really?
He's a little piece of shit, but I really hope he at least gets something, because I feel like they've given something to everyone this arc.
Tail guy didn't really get much.
Tail guy got that cool like cyclone. His tail was so strong he broke out of solid concrete. Like, yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That's neat.
As I said before, he is 100% going to be a physical based sidekick for another hero.
Yeah, and Sugar Rush dude, he broke Bakugo out of bindings. Yeah, that was it. That was his contribution to the plan.
He busted out of welding. Yeah, Koda got nothing, I guess. Animal Kid.
He's like, those guys are going to be I think specifically Sugar Rush guy. He's going to be a solid C student, graduate middle of his class, and go on to be a sidekick or maybe host a breakfast cereal something. I don't know.
I think it honestly though, I am glad that they're not trying to make any of these characters something they're not. Like for Koda, he is going to be a support hero. He's basically going to be there to help save people, and that's going to be his biggest thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just ended up a rancher.
Well, and that's sort of the interesting thing is, like, other heroes go into other courses. Some go into a finance course. Some go in like to use their quirks in ways that'll help improve the world. The hero course is not the we forget about the fact that the hero course isn't the only thing that UA does.
Yeah,
I didn't forget that. They made a big deal about it during the school festival.
Yeah,
and the sport festival.
I like in chat Sugar Rush being a sidekick to Fat Gum. Sugar Rush, Fat Gum, and Sun Eater as the hungry heroes would be quite the trio.
Ooh, hungry heroes. I like it.
I do think I would actually love if Kirishima and Jiro ended up being like this couple, this hero couple. I'm shipping. I know I'm shipping, and I don't feel bad about it. They're cute together, and
the show does it enough. Like, any chance that like she's alone, he'll be around.
Kaminari and Jiro?
Kaminari.
Oh wait, who did I say?
You said Kirishima.
Oh no, sorry.
Because I was thinking Kirishima and Kaminari.
I mean. Actually, no. I'm more Kirishima.
Actually, Kirishima Bakugo. Yeah.
But yeah, it is really great to see that. Like, I don't know. I love the idea of Kaminari and Jiro being a couple of heroes.
Every chance the show gets.
Oh god.
I was gonna say, every chance the show gets, he compliments her, or like she laughs at something he does. Like, the show is doing all the work for you. It's doing
turbocharger amps.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's it'll be interesting. I don't know. I feel like I don't have too much more to say about the episode myself. Either you guys?
No, I think we've covered it. What do you guys out there think? Let us know. Those here in the live chat have been letting us know throughout, but what about you on the YouTube over on 4-Star Bento?
Who's your dream 3-man team? If we were playing Naruto, what's your 3-man squad of any hero from class 1A and 1B?
Oh, fuck yeah.
And pros that you know. Like, just what's the mix?
Oh,
I want to hear them.
I'd have to think about that myself. Like, I'd love to like, I would say from class A is where I'd want to like choose from myself. I'd love to like try and put that together. So yeah, down in the comments.
I choose Bakugo, Todoroki, and Midoriya because
the best. That's just
they're
what
the best.
This team is called.
Did you know that Bakugo constantly wins all of the popularity polls all the
That doesn't
time.
surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. He has all the confidence in himself, and he wins pretty much any time he's doing something.
I would like Bakugo and Deku to team up, and it's under the guise of like, no, Bakugo, it's a race. Let's see how much each of us can do, and who's gonna do it better.
a Legolas Gimli sort of thing.
Yeah, like it's like they never really actively like really cooperate. It's just divide and conquer. I bet I can do this better than you. Go.
They're hinting heavily at in the next movie that the three main characters are going to be Shoto, Bakugo, and Midoriya. Which,
Shocking.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh wow, your three mainliners. Holy shit! Wow,
The three most
pull,
popular,
a pull there.
Yeah, the three most popular characters in your manga are going to be your. Oh wow, okay. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how that movie goes. I'm really surprised, but I'm okay with the fact that they went with the whole like three musketeers stuff. It also ties, like, not to spoil anything, it ties a little bit into what happens later in the manga. It's not a huge thing, but I guess they just saw something that happens later and they were like, let's really run with this for a movie.
Yeah, but hey, we'll see that when it comes out in theaters. Hooray, vaccinations!
Oh
Yay!
God.
Yeah, time. It is moving on, and we are to move on with it.
Yep.
But with that, I think we should move on from here and start waiting for next week's episode. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Fantastic.
All
Do we hold on real quick? I want to double check regarding our schedule. Next week's going to be a little bit different, if I'm correct. Where
Someone out of town.
Is that the one? Are you out for Memorial Day?
I will be out. I'll make sure to get you the material to do everything you need. Maybe I'll even try to get you some stuff in advance.
Is this something that we should talk about after the fact?
Hey,
You're just not going to be here next week.
Look, I'm just trying to tell y'all that I won't be here this week, okay? Or next week.
There you go.
Bye.
Exactly.